different times of sovereignty, right from the Roman Empire, right from the Dark Ages. Then we went to the Middle Ages, the Modern Era, the Renaissance era. Then we came to Bodin in 1576, the man who brought it into existence. We came to Hobbes. We came to Bentham. We came to Grotius. So these were the people who started it. And after Jenks, we had the great Wilson. We had Austin. Okay, so these were the people who were involved in it. Then we came to characteristics. It was absolute. Okay, it was absolute. It was universal. It was permanent. It was indivisible. It was inalienable. It is exclusiveness. Okay. So before continuing, I will start again with universality. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the sovereignty of the state is comprehensive and universal. The state authority extends to all the persons, things, groups, and associations within its territory without any exception. That means everything is in ambit, nothing will go outside it. Okay. And it is the master and the others are the subordinates. No one has either the authority or the capacity to challenge its power. Okay, I told you last week also, in last class also when we met, that it is like something which is unquestionable power. Okay, because you have given up your rights, in it will help you in achieving your own goals. Okay, at the same time, everybody has an opportunity to explore. No, everybody explores jobs. Everybody has an opportunity to study. You're coming from different states, settling in at least for 5 years. You're in Karnataka. You're studying. Then you're going back. All this is opportunity being given for everybody. Okay, there are no restrictions to you to move around state. Okay, state to state, there is nothing like you need not have. See, why I'm telling you this is for those who don't know. Listen very carefully what I'm telling now. In United States, if you have to travel from, there are 50 states in United States of America. United States of America, it is called. So there are 50 states in United States of America. Each and every state has a different rule and has a different passport, other than their American passports. They have to, once they go to that state, they need to take the passport of that this thing and the identity card of that state to travel to another state. Not like India. Okay, where we sit in a bus and we travel easily. Okay, there are checks, there are different rules. Okay, that is why not like our state. Okay, so that is why other states have exception. These are exceptions for the diplomatic representative states. Diplomatic representatives means I told you they are representing the country. Now somebody comes from Sri Lanka to India as an ambassador. He is an Sri Lankan officer. Okay, he's a, like how we have Indian foreign service officers, they will also have Sri Lankan foreign service officers. So these people, for example, they're from Sri Lanka, they're from Bangladesh, they're from Thailand. He or she, whoever represents the country, is representing that country. If anything happens to that ambassador in our country, it is like killing that person, especially killing, and usually it happens when it happens, it is considered as you killed that country. That is the offense when you kill an ambassador. Okay, so I hope you understand what an ambassador means. How Indian representatives are representing other countries, India in other countries. When we have an ambassador, means attack on him means attack on India. Please understand. That is why it is very important. Gilchrist says that immunity granted to the diplomatic representatives is only a matter of international courtesy and no real exception. See, this is being done because of the conventions. Okay, this will study why we are studying conventions in the next semester. Now don't bother about conventions. Okay, and international treaties are there. The United Nations take care of it. X person has to represent state in another state. Not only there, we have representatives of our country representing India at different levels, at different meetings at international levels. Okay, so what, in case the prime minister or the president doesn't go, the other people are representing India there. I hope you understand what India means. He or she represents the whole country. Okay, that is why I told you anything done against him or her is like doing against the country. So the privileges granted can be removed by the sovereign at any time. Yeah, there are many exceptions to this. You will study many cases in future also, in coming chapters, wherein if you get into an embassy, nobody can come and arrest you. Okay, nobody can come and arrest you. This happened in Colombia, a country called Colombia and Peru. Okay, this happened in Argentina also. So for those who are new to these names, these are countries in South America. Okay. They were taking immunity and they were staying in their places, and nobody can arrest them. Now the permanence is
Hello.
there. So please mute yourself. Okay. And sovereignty is permanent. It means that the sovereignty continues as long as the state exists, quite automatically. If there is no state, there is no sovereignty. Who is the power who's controlling you if there is no sovereignty? It's over. No? If there is no state, automatically it is a no man's land, or it is a place where we don't have a system. Okay. The sovereignty does not cease to exist with the death or dissolution of a particular holder of it. Means it is not person centric. Means एक आदमी है जो president है, एक आदमी है जो prime minister है, उसके मरने से वो खत्म नहीं होगा. I hope you are understanding. If in case X person dies, the country will not die, or it will not come to an end. So example has been given very beautifully, but shifts immediately to the successor. Immediately, who's the next successor will be sitting there. Okay. There will be alternate system, no? Somebody will go and occupy the seat. Sovereignty lives as long as the state exists. Again, he is repeating, as long as the state is there, it will be there. In England, people used to say that the king is dead and long live the king. What this is telling? The king is dead, long live the king. There are two things. Once the king is dead, how can he live long? Means the seat will be there. The who died, let him live long. It's like you're blessing him, but the seat continues. However, I told you again, we had discussed about this in our India, that Lord Dalhousie was there during the time of the great Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi, okay, along with Tantia Tope. Those who are very familiar with history, those who never used to have children, male children, means it is called legal heir, okay, HEIR, legal heir. They could not succeed to become the kings and the queens. This is what Lord Dalhousie brought. This was how the annexation happened, means how they controlled India. Okay, so now also it is going on in India. We should have a male baby. Male baby, the dominance is there, no? If you have male baby, everybody will say, "Oh, congratulations." So probably that it has not gone out. State is totally destroyed by natural calamities or annihilates sovereignty. It gets terminated. Otherwise, it is permanent. Annihilated means occupied by another place. Presently, I think in Syria, I don't know what kind of system is running. Those who know what is Syria, Syria is a country in West Asia. Okay, so I don't know what kind of system is running in this place called Armenia and Azerbaijan. These are places which are joined. That is a disputed region. Probably don't get worried about it, and they have what kind of sovereignty is there? Self-declared sovereignty. Please mute yourself. Okay. Then it is indivisible. Sovereignty cannot be divided into parts. The person who is telling this is Carl Horn. It is the entire thing. Sovereignty is the entire thing. To divide it or is to destroy it. Either it can be there or it cannot be there. Very simple. Gettle. It is not Jettle. Okay, it is Gettle. If sovereignty is divided more than one state exists, the sovereignty is destroyed. Again, from one power center, if you are dividing it into many power centers, I told you that day also, according to Gallic and Urvik and many people, Hamilton, many people were there. At a time, you can control 8 people. That is the maximum unity of command. Here also what happens is you cannot keep on dividing the power. What happens? Once it gets decentralized, you cannot control it. The sovereignty cannot be decentralized. It has to be at one power center. I told you, if you have two masters in one class, who will you listen to? It is very difficult. In your house also, either you listen to your mother or you listen to your father. If there is duality of command, what happens? You will be in a dilemma, or whether you will be in doubt who to accept or not. Okay, that is why once it is divided, if the sovereignty is divided, more than one state exists, the sovereignty is automatically destroyed. Sovereignty represents the supreme will. Yes, the will. What is this will here? Remember, it is the Rousseau's general will. Okay, the will. Therefore, there cannot be two sovereigns in a state automatically. Critics point out that the federal has that sovereignty is divided between center and provinces in a federal state. But this argument is not found valid. Yeah, definitely. Because what happens is central government is the government which gives you money from the center. Unless and until they are giving you money, it is called in legality terms, it is called as fund transfer. The funds should be transferred to respective states. As long as the funds are not transferred, you cannot function without funds. Your salaries, okay, whether what are the grants being issued to the state, different kinds in every sector. Okay, in every sector there are around 84 to 89 or something 90 sectors. Okay, generally is transport, agriculture, then women and child welfare, schools, education, roads, taxes, interstate taxes, all this. Okay, general. This is general. You many other things are also there which you don't know. Okay, those are much more complicated. Okay, how you might ask? Sorry, if it happens that we are going to, God forbid, we are going to fight a war with our neighbors, so all our rights will be taken. Only few fundamental rights will remain with us. All the other rights. Yeah. So that is why I tell you now it is federal in nature, but it is not actual federal. How the American Constitution is there. It is, I told you, no, since 1776 it has never been edited. उसको कभी बदला नहीं गया है. हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इतने बार बदला गया है. It was earlier, I think 361. Now I think more than 450 articles are there. Okay, and there were 6 schedules. Now there are 12 schedules. When you study with, I think, Munawar sir, you will have constitution as a subject. So listen to what he tells. However, constitution has changed over years. Okay. Moreover, what happens? Federal means it is very rigid. Okay, it is very rigid. वो इतना आसानी से बदलता नहीं. Even in federal state, the sovereignty rests with the state and hold to the center. Fundamental tells. Anybody knows what is the capital of America? United States of America. Anybody? What is the capital of United States of America? Has anybody heard? I'll tell. United States of America. What is the capital of America? Anybody in the class? I hope I'm audible to everybody. New York. Good attempt. Good attempt. Any more? You told New York, no?
Washington.
Inalienable. It cannot be transferred to any other body without destroying it. Again, the same thing. It is not United States of America. The transfer of power is happening. See, in United States of America, I'll give you a very easy example for you to remember. Now, the present president, as of now, is Mr. Donald Trump. Recently, he lost elections to a man called President-elect Mr. Joe Biden. Now, what happens is, it's not like India. It's not like our system. They also have an electoral college, but it's not like this. Their states can have 15 days of voting. Voting happens through different systems. But those who watch the American elections, please watch it carefully. They do not vote like as in EVMs. They vote in through ballot paper. Paper पे tick करते हैं. 15 days it takes for a time there. Online it can be done. It can be done. All these things, but majorly it is being done through paper. Before 60 to 70 days only, they have elected the president. Means the transfer of power is happening now. After which, in January, when he takes power, completely the sovereign comes away from Mr. Trump. The power shifts automatically to Joe Biden. Okay, this is an easy example for you to understand. एक जगह से दूसरी जगह को ट्रांसफर हो रहा है, मगर उन लोग का प्रोसेस ऐसा है कि इमीडिएट ट्रांसफर नहीं होता. इट टेक्स टाइम. All of them who is already elected, who have been projected to be their ministers and all that, already they are taking charge of it, so that they learn and they know what is happening. Okay, best example. If the sovereign transfers his supreme power, he ceases to be a sovereign. That means he is no longer a sovereign. The abdication of a sovereign or a monarch does not mean that the alienity of sovereignty. In case you kidnapped or that person ran away. In case of Reza Shah Pahlavi, it happened in Iran. Okay, those who know, it is Iran, another country. Okay, those who know what is Afghanistan, after Afghanistan comes Iran. Okay, so it's bordering our two neighbors. Okay, you know who are your western neighbors, no? Pakistan and Afghanistan. So after that comes Iran. Okay, that is where Reza Shah Pahlavi was there. He abdicated, but the sovereignty will never cease to exist. It is merely a change in the form of government by resignation of a queen. World Monaco countries like Spain, okay, countries like Sweden, countries like England, they are sovereignty can no more see in examination. Please, you need not remember the names. I am not telling you to remember the names. Understand the concept and write the answer. That's all they are asking you. जरूरी नहीं कि आप इनके नाम याद रखें. इतने सारे नाम, it is very difficult to remember, so that it is automatically understood. Okay, out or a man can transfer his life to a personality without self-destruction. Oh, what an example he's giving. He's telling you that how a tree grows, no? It grows from the reverse process is not possible. Okay. You can cut branches, you can't go and cut the roots. If you cut the roots, what happens? The tree will fall. Automatically here, man also, he's telling, cannot destroy the personality. But when the state is merged with another state, its sovereignty is transferred to that, and which is merged. See, merging is when what happens, सिस्टम में चल रही है, दूसरा अलग किस्म की सिस्टम में चल रहा है. हाँ, तो क्या होगा उनके सिस्टम. हाँ, टेल मी कुबरा. The voice is breaking. Now is it breaking? Now it is okay. Now it is okay. I told you, no, मेरे घर के आगे एक गैस एजेंसी है. वो दे स्टार्ट लोडिंग दैट सिलेंडर्स, नो, वो इतना सारा आवाज शोर आता है, शोर, दड़ 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 दड़, वो सिलेंडर नीचे रखते हैं. So I am not the king of the place, so I cannot go and command them as sovereign. They will not listen to me. Okay, so moreover my house is in second floor, so probably the sound is नीचे से ऊपर आ रहा है. It travels. Now you can see, no, those are from Bangalore. All that wind is being made up in South Tamil Nadu, I think. Around 400 kilometers it is traveling, and you can see how our weather is. It is completely covered. So those are from Bangalore and from those are from South Tamil Nadu. Okay, I think the place is Tuticorin and Thuthukudi. I think those are the places from where the wind is traveling to Bangalore now. Just imagine the power of nature. 400 kilometers it is traveling, and it's completely darkened Bangalore. Okay, so that's how it is. There are कुछ चीज हमारे से बहुत आगे हैं. We are just at the mercy of it. No, this is happening in Armenia and Azerbaijan. These are two countries. Okay, there's a place called disputed called Nagorno Karabakh. Okay, so it's going on. I don't know who's having supremacy there. Okay, as of now, the people fighting is going on. People will be affected because they have caught in between war. Okay, If a state loses its part of a territory, another state loses sovereignty over a part of it. Alienation of sovereignty is the end of the state. As long as it's there in your country, understand it's a part of your country. As if it gets into another country, it is no longer it is accepting somebody else's sovereignty. I'll tell you very easily. Okay, don't get into very tough example and don't go into Armenia and Azerbaijan. Now you are those who are girls. You are living in your house. You are following your father and mother and your brother or your sister. Once you get married, your sovereignty ends in that house. You go to another house getting married. You accept somebody else as your parents. Some ex man you will get married to. You don't know who that person is. No? Ex man you are going to get married. So automatically sovereignty transferred. I hope it's understood. Vice versa. For man, he gets married to ex woman after some time, because you don't know who that woman is. Okay, we're going to getting married to woman or girl, whatever it is. So because we don't know what's the circumstance, okay, what lies in future, I don't know. So you will get married to ex woman. So other than your parents, you will have to accept their parents also as your mother and father. No, you're accepting them. No, that is only transfer of sovereignty. Yeah, that is how it runs. Okay. When if there is any friction, what happens? कुछ लड़ाई झगड़ा होने से क्या होता है? दोनों power centers आपको they'll try to settle the dispute. No, that is only sovereignty. In easy example, closely related to the characteristics of alienability and imprescriptibility. It means, according to Garner, sovereignty cannot be lost by the mere lapses of time. See, sovereignty, main thing you understand why sovereignty exists. As long as your state exists, sovereignty exists. The moment your state will not exist, means आपका country नहीं है, sovereignty भी नहीं है. क्योंकि कौन सी जगह पे sovereignty work करेगा? You understood, no? First of all, population. First of all, territory. Then came the state. Then the government. And after the government came sovereignty. सिस्टम ही नहीं है तो सॉवरेनिटी कहाँ काम करेगी? अब कौन सी जगह पे सॉवरेनिटी काम करेगी? You're understanding? अब जगह ही नहीं है तो कौन सी सॉवरेनिटी काम करेगी? Imagine you are living in that place, 500 acres, 600 acres alone. Who's sovereign there? No sovereignty, nothing is there. System should be there for sovereignty. Established system should be there. Established norm should be there to work for sovereignty. Otherwise, it will not work. Now we are getting into exclusiveness. It is the exclusive power of the state. It belongs to the state only. It means that there can be only one sovereign in a state who is legally competent to compel the obedience of the citizen. They are repeatedly telling that one person, X, it can be man or woman, sovereignty will be there. It rests there, not in him. Again, I'm telling you, not in him or her, because if that person dies, what will happen? Will sovereignty end? No, it will continue. The king is dead, long live the king. No other body exercises sovereignty except this state. That is the feature of it. No scope for anybody to share sovereignty with the state. There are two sovereigns of power. There will be two states and not one. Means there will be two power centers if there are two sovereigns. Who to listen and who not to listen? I told you, no. आपके घर में आपके पिताजी का भी बात सुन रहे हैं, आपके माताजी का भी बात सुन रहे हैं. पिताजी और माताजी एक ही टाइम कमांड दिए तो आप किसकी बात सुनेंगे? Who are you going to listen to at the same time when both are giving you commands? You cannot have two bosses in the same house. That is why sovereignty rests only with the center. It is indivisible, inalienable, it is permanent, it is universal, it is absolute. Okay, these are the features you should write. What is sovereignty? Who defined sovereignty? Mr. Bodin was the man who defined sovereignty. Characters of sovereignty. There are every likely chances that this will be asked in the examination. That is why I am constantly telling you, please listen to it carefully. Again, I have marked it. Probably by Monday you will again get it. Whatever I have marked will be marked in pink color, because girls like pink color and I also like pink color. Okay, so that is the reason I mark it in pink. Okay, I hope everybody understood the importance of sovereignty. The aspects of sovereignty, when we studied of sovereignty, it was internal and external sovereignty. एक internal अंदर के sovereignty, देश के अंदर, देश के बाहर external sovereignty. It's very easy, no? Inside your house, one sovereignty is there. That is who your father and your mother. Command is being taken, no? That you have to listen to your father and mother. So again, I am giving you an example of America only, because it is easier to follow. In America, the sovereignty is of different type. As long as you are following your father and mother for next 16 years, that is I think their age when they keep them inside the house, and after that they tell thank you very much for staying in a house, you can go and work now, because the school is free. School completely free है अमेरिका में. उनका हाई स्कूल होने के बाद they say that I mean see 6th grade 7th grade and all that, they'll be telling grade and all, not like our class 5th standard 6th standard, they have grade. And after 10th standard, the 10th grade, they are kicked out of the house. They have to manage their own life. Whatever he has to do, she has to do. उसकी जिंदगी पे वो निर्भर है. What they how they work hard and all that. So not like our Indian system, no. Our children they'll school को लेके जाके छोड़ना and college को जाके छोड़ना. The fathers will be waiting outside girls' colleges. Okay, for that just class to get over. Then we will drop our children to the house and all. That system is not there in America. Okay, their system is more different. Now, internal sovereignty. What internal sovereignty means? The supreme power of the state in relation to a society that falls under its government. Whatever is there in India, within the state, that is internal sovereignty. It implies that the power of the state to make laws and enforce them over individuals and their associations with its territory. Only within the territory and territorial integrity of India they can do that. We cannot tell the Thailand government to follow the rules which are being followed in India. We cannot tell that our China to follow that rules what are being followed in India, because that is external sovereignty. Internal sovereignty means what? They can guide the and they can command to the centers, the provincial governments, which are provinces. No, yeah, Karnataka is a province. Province means what? Divisions of India. Okay, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, what is it? Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir, Union Territory of Ladakh, Sikkim. These are all parts of India. Okay, what I am telling for those who are new to India also. Okay, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Tripura, Mizoram, okay, Manipur. It almost covered everything what I told you now in India. This is where Andaman and Nicobar, Lakshadweep Islands, Bernera Islands, all these are part of India. They are territorial part of India, which India exercises its power. Though they are Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar, the Car Nicobar Islands are not there in mainland India. There are islands outside India. It is we who control them. Okay, the order of the sovereign is extended there. Okay, those who have seen that movie, what was that? Three Idiots, I think. Make me to remember in the class. I'll tell you this example. How that guy says, "Oh, आपको first class आ गया. Oh, आपको third class आ गया. Oh, आप just pass हो गए." This is not what the government doesn't tell. It is an order issued. There is an ordinance issued. It is being implemented everywhere. Once it comes from the center, it has to be implemented. That is what is internal sovereignty. Okay. It is the final word on the internal affairs. The internal aspect of the sovereignty was developed again by Bodin. Jean Bodin, remember the man who was behind it in 1576. In his book, he writes it. Before him, it was Machiavelli. And the internal sovereignty implies that the sovereign power is above all the laws, whatsoever their nature might be. सबके ऊपर वही sovereignty exist करेगी. Sovereignty issues orders to all the men and all the women. Men means including women. Okay, don't say it is only men centric. It is women also. Okay, nowadays not only men, women, and others also is there. What it is called? Transgender. And Lasky says that Harold J. Lasky, this man's name is. Sovereignty issues orders to all men and all the associations within that area. It receives orders from none of them. Means one-sided it is. पूरे command center से आ रहे. How you have sovereignty in your college? No, your principal commands everything. There is only one principal in your college, no? So whatever he tells will be the final. That is how sovereignty works. Wherein it's the will is subjected to no legal limitations of any kind. Means you can't go and ask the question for the intentions of that, why it has been done. Because it is general will, it is being done for the welfare. Okay, it is for the welfare and for all to obey the command. Power center is in one place. It is proposed to be right. and mere announcement of intention. What happens in our system when how the command transfers? They pass the bill passes, assent, it goes to the assent of the president, it becomes an act, automatically everybody follows it. Yeah, you might ask question, what happens if you don't follow it? Definitely will be put behind bars. Okay, for those who transgress it or try to jump it. Okay, because it is they say no, it is the internal sovereignty of the state. It is against the will of the state. Okay, that is why. Now, what is external sovereignty? I told you very easy, no? External sovereignty means what? Your ambassador is representing another country, and in case, God forbid, that ambassador is being killed in that country, it means what? They are war with you. They are war with you. That is what it means. They don't like our country. That is what it means. So what happens? Do we have a relationship with such kind of people? No. External aspect of sovereignty was developed by Grotius, okay, Hugo Grotius. He was the man who did it. External sovereignty means that the sovereignty is free, independent, and equal with other sovereigns. When they represent India, they are equal with them. Sovereignty of a state is not subjected to any other authority. It includes the power of the state to declare a war or make peace. I told you now only, no? Especially what is happening now, no? The lot of friction is happening at the border. You know which country we are fighting with now, as of now. We are not fighting a direct war, God forbid. It's come down now. So, but why we were boycotting so many products, no, from that country? Yeah, it means what? We never had good relationship with that country. Okay, so that is how it is. The country decides whom to deal with and whom not to deal with, and you are supposed to do that as a citizen of that country. You are not supposed to jump the gun. Okay. You might ask what happens if you jump the gun. I told you, no, you will land behind bars. Very simple. For treason means what? Going against the will of the nation. Treason means dhoka dena country ko. Okay. In short, it does mean that such a state has its own foreign policy, and it means that the state is independent to deal with whatever you want. You can do trade with which country you want. If it is good and conducive, might be it will get cut any moment. So the class might over. So we are dealing with so many countries. So whichever country we feel like you are doing trade, and whichever country you don't have good relations, you are not doing trade with them, because it is going to affect the sovereignty of the country. I hope it is understood what sovereignty now means. Whom to decide, and whom to contact, whom to deal with, whom not to deal with. Why we are not dealing also, we have reasons. Okay. So you can't go and question the country that why you are not dealing with that country. Okay. Might be it is not technically feasible. Might be we have relationships with that country, good relations, but it is not technically possible because it is might be expensive. Might be it costs our exchequer. Might be it is going to dip our economy because of when we are dealing. Might because it's expensive. Primarily, it's expensive, and might be it is too far and all that.